My name is Dell, Clary, class of 44, from Columbia, Missouri.
Well, what brought you to Christian College?
A word of mouth. There were a lot of girls from Memphis, Tennessee, who came to Christian, and a representative of Christian College came to see me as a result. I lived in Paris, Tennessee, and that's when I came.
What was your most memorable experience or your fondest memory of Christian College?
Oh gosh, what was it? It was the drama department, because that's what I majored in. And there was a drama teacher who was most unusual. You know, we weren't allowed to do anything or to go anywhere. And she had a car, and she was very liberal with it. She let us ride in the car and go places in the car. She never said a word to anybody about it, and that was very nice. I've forgotten her name, but she was wonderful.
Can you describe a typical day for you when you were there?
A typical day and night. I went to classes in the daytime. I don't remember very many of the classes. I remember Dr. Abrams, and that was a really class in religion. And he taught religion here. He taught Old Testament, was the class that I took. And I remember his classes so well. And I remember a science class, believe it or not. Back then we had a science class, and I remember that. And then at night we rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed. And it was usually 11 o'clock when we got back to the dorm. And I took a shower, and I went to my room and into the closet and closed the door and studied by candlelight or flashlights what it was. But no one ever knew, so what the heck.
Do you remember what play you were performing in?
I remember it well, but I'm not going to be able to come up with the name of it. What was it?
What part did you play?
I played the part of you know, I can't even remember that. I remember Vinnie Ream. Vinnie Ream was the name of it, and I remember that I've forgotten the name of the girl who played the lead, but the rest of us were part of the cast in the depot. That's where it took place, in the depot of the train station. I remember that very well.
What was your favorite class?
Dr. Abrams' class.
What was special about that?
Well, I have one memory that's not very good, but I'll tell it anyway. Dr. Abrams asked us, my husband-to-be had just been here on leave. And so he held my hand all over the place, you know, and we were very much in love. And Dr. Abrams asked one day, he said, now none of you would hold your boyfriend's hand on class, would you, Dell? And I about went through the floor, but I said, that's about all I could say. But that was fun.
Did you meet your husband while you were at Christian College, or
I
did you know
did.
him beforehand?
I did. They had a dance the first thing. They had a dance about the first 3 months of the college. And he came, and we met then. He asked me for a date, and I said, sure. And I met him downtown before that. I happened to see him, and he was dressed in a big red plaid shirt and no shaving. I thought, what have I done? But when he came to see me, he was well shaven and dressed nicely, so I figured I'd caught him in an off moment. And we later married. He went overseas and came back on leave the second year. He left for uh, Camp Lejeune. Camp Lejeune he left for. And then he came back in the fall of my second year here, and we had 2 weeks there, and later married. It was fun.
Do you remember any other favorite teachers or instructors you had?
I don't. I remember that drama teacher very well, but I can't remember her name. She was so good to us, you know, helping us break the rules and stuff. But I don't remember her name.
Well, after you graduated from Christian College, did you continue your education?
I did. I went to the University of North Carolina for 3 semesters, and then George came back, and we married, and I finished at the University of Missouri.
And what was your degree in?
It was in arts and science.
Tell me about a special friendship you made at Christian College.
There were 3 friends, Betty Harned and Betty Caldwell and Dorothy Knipe. And we were kind of a club, you know, and they're all dead now. I'm sorry to say, but they are. And so we were special. People knew us by the 4 of us. There were 6 of us actually on St. Clair Hall who knew each other and who ran around together, but we 4 were the main ones.
What kinds of things did you enjoy doing with your friends?
Oh, there was not much we could do, to tell you the truth. We could walk down Christian College Avenue with hats and gloves and hose on. And we could do that, and we didn't shop much. We didn't shop much because we couldn't. And we couldn't go to any place that sold liquor. No place. And we couldn't eat out for that reason. We all ate here. And I was a waitress in the dining room. I earned my way through Christian College. I got scholarships and the rest I earned. And so that's just the way it was here.
What were the meals like?
Oh, the meals were wonderful. Just wonderful. I remember soup, salad, and pie. Soup, salad, and pie was my favorite meal. Did Peggy remember that?
I think she did.
I bet she did. I bet she did. Peggy was a special friend. She was a degree ahead of me. And so, you know, I was a junior, she was a senior, so she was a little, but that's all right. We're good friends now.
Do you have any special or memorable events that you remember when you were there? Dances or cultural events?
Yes, there were dances with the boys from where? Fort Leonard Wood? Yeah. And so we had dances, and I went to all of them, except the second year I didn't go to the last dance because I was engaged to George. But his cousin was in town and took me to the first dance, so that was nice. Yeah.
That is nice. You mentioned that you lived in St. Clair. Tell me about living there. Any special memories or happenings there?
Oh, yes. We were very close. You know, I lived in that little jutted out room, you know, that one that came out this way. And Betty Harnett was my roommate. And I never will forget the first night that I came, I was just chatting away. I looked over and Betty is by her bed saying her prayers. And I got quiet immediately. And I learned then that always at that particular time, she would be saying her prayers. And so I learned to respect that. So, what else about St. Clair? I remember the showers very well because I took them by myself, which was nice.
How were they different?
I don't remember. But they were very nice because I was there alone. at 11 o'clock at night.
Do you remember any stories about St. Clair or any ghosts in St. Clair?
Oh, there was one ghost story, but I'm not sure. I get it mixed up with Stevens. See, I worked for Stevens for so long that I get it mixed up with.
What impact did Christian college have on your life when you reflect back?
It had a big impact on my life in terms of manners and ethics. That's where I learned my manners and ethics, because my parents were poor. They were poor and they were not educated. And my mother cried when she came to my graduation from the University of Missouri. And so I learned a lot in that respect. And I learned the Bible, the Old Testament, very well. I still have the Bible that I used back then. And I learned a lot of English that I knew a lot of English from my high school days in Paris, but I still learned a lot of English here. But mostly drama is what I learned.
Do you have any other experiences you'd like to share about your days at Christian college?
I don't think so. I was sick a lot here. I had boils under this arm and went to the infirmary both years, and they could never figure out why I had them. But I was sick a lot and went around like this. And so I remember that very well. But I had lots of wonderful experiences.
If you were to have a meeting with some prospective students who might be considering coming to now Columbia College, what would you say to them?
I would say you better go. You better go, because you will learn a lot that you won't learn anywhere else in terms of ethics, in terms of manners, I hope you still learn it here. I don't know about, can the kids go out now? They can. Yeah, they can. But they'll still learn a lot.
Yeah.
They'll learn a lot from the teachers. They're small classes, and the teachers become very familiar. They learn you by name and not a number, and that's the good part about Columbia College.
I understand from talking to some of the other alumnus that just to go on a car ride was...
I had a lot of opportunities that other students did not have, because we went with a drama teacher. She had a convertible. Wow, can you believe that? It was a convertible, and we rode around town in a convertible. We never did anything wrong, not a thing, but she got us out of here, and that was great.